I'm joking. Well, hello guys, and welcome to my kitchen, I guess. It's best thing to say. I know you guys can't see my face, but it is indeed me, see? But I thought for today's video, it would be nice to do a cooking video. I'm planning on making some chicken stir fry. And I'm thinking of making a Chinese style chicken from scratch if I can. So let's get into it. First things first, I have my chicken defrosted, and for the marinade, which we will be soaking the chicken in for half an hour, we'll be using pepper. You can use pepper powder if you don't have the actual granules. It got some chili and garlic, something to add a bit of chili, soy sauce, dark soy sauce, got some baking soda, some salt, some Himalayan salt. Any salt will do. Got some vinegar. Can be any type of vinegar, but that's the vinegar I have in my house. Got one garlic clove. Oh God, one garlic clove, and I got a red onion. You can use spring onions. There we go. Okay, so red onion, pepper. Best way to sort that out, just get a knife, blank it. Push down, and then you can easily just take the wrapper off. Anyway, so now that that is completely de-shelled, do the same with the onion. Easiest way is to cut the end here. It will be a lot easier if you have sharp knives, by the way, because the blunter the knife is, the more you're likely to cry. But yes, just turn it onto the side that you just cut, and then you cut it in half. So from the top part, just from the middle, and then cut downwards. Like that. And then you can easily just remove the peel that way. All de-shelled. Now what I like to do for stir fries is I like to cut them into like strips rather than cut them into, what's it called? Rather than cutting them into like chunks. So just gonna go down. Like that small, not too big of a slice, just small enough that it won't burn straight. So as I was saying before it stopped filming, you're gonna cut your garlic into chunks, not too big, not too small, just around this size. And you wanna make sure that you get all of that garlic. This is your aromatic. So this is the stuff that you'll be really smelling out for. And also it adds a nice texture and a nice homey flavour to it as well. So there's that. That's all done. Because I'm doing a rice stir fry rather than a noodle stir fry, I am going to make sure that this stuff is cooked throw in the vegetables. Let me go get those actually. Okay, so as you can see, you guys have been changed to a different position. This is the other side of my kitchen. I'll just move the wires out of the way. So, what's the time now? So this is the stir fry packet that I was talking about. Just a Tesco one. You can get them from any different shop. They have like different stir fries. This one, I buy it because it's got bean sprouts in it, and some of them don't have bean sprouts. So this one contains Okay, so this one contains bean sprouts, cabbage, carrots, broccoli and onion. I like to add fresh onion anyway, just because it smells good. I'll also be adding in some eggs as well, probably like 1 or 2 eggs, just to add more of a stir fry feel to it. We've already seen my chicken, already seen my sauce. So the normal measurements of the sauce for the chicken, like the marinade for the chicken, is normally around about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, and a teaspoon of vinegar. Also a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then I just add in some chili flakes as well. This chicken has been defrosting for just until it's like completely like unfrozen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to marinate these until for half an hour, and then once that happens I will be cutting them into thinner chunks, just so it's easier and it's more spread out. But yes, we'll see how it goes in the marinade. But 1 teaspoon, I'm actually going to add a tiny bit more because there's some stuff on my spoon and I don't have measuring spoons yet. I left them when I moved, so sadly we're just gonna have to make do with a normal spoon. Vinegar, again, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, so that's probably around about just 3 like salt. Same with the pepper, so that's 1, 2, 3. And then some chili flakes to boot, just to add a bit more flavour. But you don't want to put too much in because you're going to want to add that also at the end as well. And then 1/4 teaspoon of the baking soda. If you don't have baking soda, you can literally just use cornstarch. It's the same premise, it's just to make it a bit thicker. So that's roughly, so that is roughly 1/4 teaspoon. So just dust that on. Oh, and it smells absolutely gorgeous. If you want to, you can also get some of those peppers, some of those red onions, and some of those garlic, some of the garlic that you chopped up, and you can just add that in there to bring more aromatics, and then you can just cook it when you're planning on cooking the rest of it. But at the moment this is absolutely smelling gorgeous. Smelling absolutely lovely. Lovely jubbly. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to cover that up with some cling film, or if you have the lid, then you can cover it with the lid. I'm going to cover it with some cling film. And then you're just going to leave that for half an hour to marinate. Welcome back, peeps. How funny. Welcome back. So the chicken has now officially finished marinating. And it should, when you open it, have a brown look to them. So we'll just leave that there. So my boyfriend's changed his mind. He doesn't want to have rice. He now wants to have noodles. So I have a pot that has a lid that lets out a bit of air. Also, don't mock me, but I cook with chopsticks, even if it's not a Chinese dish. I still cook with chopsticks because it's easier and less washing up, I guess. It's easier. Look, they're just sticks. You can literally just go or just throw them away. But anyway, I am using today fine egg noodles from Tesco. Normally you get, I think you get 4 bundles, like they're separated. If I open it, I'll show you what it looks like roughly. Okay, so this is what they look like. They're just in like a little tight curled form like this. So that's like 1 portion for a person, but because I'm cooking for him and me, I'll be using 2. I'm going to do, or what I normally do, is before I put any stuff in there, got to boil the kettle first. So just get some water. You don't want to put too much water in because you don't want them to get soggy. The plan is not to cook them all the way through. What we're going to do is we're literally just going to cook them to the point where they start to like release themselves, because if you cook them all the way through and then when you add them into the rest of the food, like the rest of the stir fry, then your noodles are just going to get really soggy, and that's not what we're looking for here. We're not looking for a soggy noodle, we're looking for a freaking prim noodle. A prim noodle. Yeah, we're looking for a prim noodle. So while that's being sorted out, I'm just going to put that to the side there. I have an electric cooker, so it's sort of, let's wait for the kettle to finish. Okay, so the kettle's now finished boiling, as you can see. So what I'm going to do is, with the noodles both in there, as you can see, I'm just going to sprinkle a bit of salt, just to add a tiny bit of flavour to the noodles. And then I'm just going to pour the water over. Not a lot, again, probably just so it's halfway covered, and then we'll turn them after around 3 minutes. So cover that up. As you can see, I don't have the cooker on. It's not on whatsoever. So I'm just going to leave that like that for now, and then I'll twist it in 3 minutes, and then after that I'll drain the water. Not all of it, I'll keep a tiny bit of it just to add to the stock. But yes, that's that for now. Now it's time to chop our chicken. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dice them roughly, different sizes, but just probably no bigger than your thumb. You want the pieces to be, just to make sure that they all cut, just to make sure that they all cook evenly. Okay, so next we are going to go in with, got to check the noodles first. and those are looking lovely. Just get a fork, and I'm just going to turn them around so the other side get fully moisturized. So again, carry on leaving them in there, and then when 3 minutes comes, we'll drain them. Your cooker, I'm going to start it on 4, and then if we need to go up, we'll go up. Got some oil. If you're using the normal one, I would just use probably about a teaspoon of oil, a tablespoon, something like that. But while that is slowly turning on, first thing I'm gonna put in there is my onions, just because they're bigger. As this starts to brown up a bit, then I'll add in the egg, then I'll add in the garlic. As I said, just going to allow that to brown. Just to get a bit soft. We're not really looking for perfection here. Check on the noodles. Those are looking good, so I'm going to take them out now. So just give me 2 seconds. Remove some of that water. Not all of it, but some of it, so there's still just a tiny bit of water left in there. But that's exactly what we want. So what you want to do is just keep that covered, but keep it moving, so not all the bottom part soaks up all of the water. Or you can remove the water and put it inside of the, you can put it inside like a separate container so it doesn't soak it all up. So I'm going to add in a bit of milk, not too much, just a tad. So first of all, let's add in the milk. Not a lot, just a tad like that. That's probably like 3 tablespoons of milk, and then add in 2 eggs. I know how to crack eggs, I promise. That one just decided to freaking explode on me. The joys. So that's 1 egg. Here's another one. There we go. That's more of a crack that I want. That does not sound right, but Miss Free Range Eggs has egged all over me. Okay. So now that those are together, I'm just going to whisk them, just to make sure that they're thoroughly incorporated with the milk. And if you feel like you've added too much milk, just add in another egg. You don't want to overdo it with either of them. So what you should get is something like a creamy white colour, and then you're just going to add that straight into the pan. That. And again, we're making scrambled eggs, so don't keep them in one place for too long. Just keep moving them around. Also, I didn't put too much egg. I didn't put too much milk in because my boyfriend is lactose intolerant and I'd rather not kill him today. So I've only put a tiny bit of milk in. If you want to add cheese, you can add cheese, but I personally am not going to add cheese again because he's lactose intolerant. So what I might do, I might just grate a bit of cheese and I might just serve it on the side. So if he does want to add cheese to it, then he can. If not, then there's no harm because I might add it. So it's really just whatever you want to add in, to be honest. There's no right or wrong in this recipe. So once it starts to once the majority of it is, like the majority of the eggs are cooked, what I'm going to do now is add in the garlic. So take garlic. Garlic's gonna go in, and then you're gonna start to smell that beautiful, beautiful smell. Make sure that you thoroughly mix the garlic in. If you feel like you need more, then add more. Again, this is not a perfect recipe. This is just my recipe of how to make a chicken Chinese style stir fry. Okay? Yeah, so that's starting to smell really, really nice. I was thinking of also making a cake next time because I love baking. Oh, any cake. I'll show you guys how to take a box cake mix and just to make it a tiny bit better, a bit fluffier, more rich, just all around nicer, if you guys like. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to add in my chicken. So the chicken will take around 5 to 6 minutes to cook by themselves. If you're cooking them with something, that will probably take 10 to 15 minutes. As long as you're keeping an eye on them and they are indeed browning a bit, then I don't see the problem. So for example, it should look a bit like this. On the inside, it will be a white colour. So yeah, that's the stage that you're trying to get this up to. A way that you can make them cook quicker is if you cut them, not all the way down, but like if you just make like a small slice inside all the bigger ones, and then the heat will be able to access the middle quicker. That smells absolutely divine. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn down the heat a tiny bit to 5, and I'm going to add in the vegetables. Empty packet. And I'm just going to mix those in. See, I feel like this is beautiful as is. I don't think I need the noodles. Let me move you guys a bit closer. So this is what's happening at the moment. This is what the chicken stir fry is looking like. Noodles in the pot, just chilling. So what you're going to do is you're just going to leave the stir fry vegetables in there for probably around 5 minutes. Not too long, you don't want it to overcook. Just some nice vegetables and some egg in there. Got some sauce sizzling at the bottom. The chicken's all here. And then all you need to do is just add in the noodles and then you're done. Or we're done. So I'm just going to add those in. Turn the heat down a bit. And then we're just going to add in our noodles. But at this stage, it's okay to taste test. I should have got a bigger wok, to be honest. And there we go. That is me stir fry. I'll get, that's the stir fry there. Got some chicken, got some egg, got some veg. But move that off the heat so it stops cooking. But yeah, that's my stir fry recipe. It's still hot even though I turned it off, but that's my stir fry. That's my recipe. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. I do love to cook and I do love to bake as well. So if you want me to do more cooking and baking videos, I can do more of those. It will probably end up just being mainly baking videos because I am a lot better at baking than I am cooking. So if you ask for cooking, then just be prepared to get some sort of Asian dish because that's all I eat basically. But yeah, no, thank you for showing up and I will see you when I get his review of it. Is it good? Is it good? Mm. Could you see it being sold at a Chinese restaurant? Or like a healthy version of a Chinese restaurant?
No MSG here. No added preservatives.
Hello guys, just realised that I didn't film an outro. Love you guys. Goodbye. Mwah.